Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Ultimate Speedrunning Championship. I am joined once again by my co-commentator, Shemp. For once, he's finally shut up. Honestly, thank God. He's going to provide some awesome commentary here in a minute with me. But before we get into all that, I just want to remind you all what we're here for before we get into the next run, which is going to be Spyro 28% by /Arbiter. But what we're here for is the Able Gamers Foundation. It is all about making gaming more accessible for anyone and everyone. It's about making gaming something that we all can enjoy and partake in regardless of what kind of anything you have going on. We want to make sure that that's something that we can support. So if you guys want to, be sure to check out the links down below in the panels. There is merch. We have a donation link direct to it. And any of the merch purchases actually do go towards the donation goal. Everything. You said it. Anyway, we're going to move over to /Arbiter and get into this. Slash, how you feel? Wait, Slash, what happened?
I've thrown my humanity away.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
I love sucking blood.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so timing starts on the fade-in into Glimmer for Spyro to any percent. We're, again, here with /Arbiter. Count /Arbiter? 3, 2. Oh, okay.
It's kind of hard to gauge. I'm sorry. Go.
All right, so here we are in Glimmer. What are your thoughts on Glimmer, Shem?
No, I'm thinking that Glimmer is one of those levels where, you play through it and you get to the end and then you go to the next one. Yep, that's my thoughts.
It's definitely one of them. It's a level of all time, some would even say. So it looks like Slash went for gem jump there. It's a little bit tricky. Honestly, it's a walking double jump that sometimes you just walk up a little too far. Happens. Be what it do. But we're going to keep moving swiftly on through with our friendly neighborhood vampire, I think. You are a vampire.
Friendly is a very loose term, but sure.
Are you
definitely in the neighborhood.
Did you get bit, or are you the bite of 87?
Yeah, I'm the bite.
Okay, can I get a bite of you? Anyway.
What are you doing later?
Commentating this.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair.
Long day.
Yeah.
So we have Frog Proxy rocking up right about now. Unfortunately, a little bit tough on that. I'm gonna go for the Sprutter back up here. Gonna try it again. Ooh, Sprutter's just not want to come out right now, it seems. It'd be what it do. We're gonna move on.
Yeah, it's just one of those tricks where sometimes you land the trick and sometimes you don't land the trick,
You know, Shep, you might be more informative than usual.
I'm trying my best out here, It's been a long few days.
I really think drinking your first, monster really helped you. I think it turned you into a monster on this commentary desk. Speaking of monsters,
I'm trying to be
once
a
again,
monster
we are
later
with
today.
What are you doing later?
What are you doing later?
We're with a literal vampire as monsters go. What are your thoughts on Adam Sandler in Hotel Transylvania?
So
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm not having many thoughts right now.
That's fair. That's the Brian door. It says Brian on the wall in case you're wondering. Yeah, it's pretty. I love Brian. What are your thoughts on Brian? Like Family Guy Brian?
No, I'm very pro Brian in that regard.
Pro Brian.
Yes.
Okay, skipping into the first boss, Crush. We're crushing it here. Honestly, out of all the bosses in this game, absolutely the easiest. Like, you just walk him, right?
You just walk up to him, yeah. And I don't know what he's thinking, honestly. You would think after like the second or third time that he gets hit in the head with a boulder, he'd be like, maybe I should switch up my strategy. But he just never really does. And you can use that to your advantage in this fight.
Speaking of switching up, I mean, Shemp was very insistent on continuing the marker pit. I've been trying to beat him away. Shemp, are you having to change your heart in the marker pit now, or are we going to keep saying Margaret?
I don't know. I'm thinking that on the one hand, we could move on to another bit, something in that regard. On the other hand, I do need more Margaret.
Dude. Need more Margaret. Dude. Anyway. So we're taking a lot of damage abuse here in Crush. This is optimal to kind of get through the run as fast as possible. The intention here really is to take hits on these first couple phases at minimum, and keep him on this blue platform. Now, once he's stuck on this blue platform, you can jump over this and take him off a little bit, jump out of the way, and he'll keep going back, and you loop this until he's basically gone.
Yeah, essentially the goal of this fight is to get him damageable as quickly as possible, and so by taking damage whenever you have the opportunity to, you can make sure that he's done with his attack animation and he becomes available like Dylan.
Yes. Call me. Mr. Dylan J. Fox on Snapchat.
Everything. He's everywhere. He's so desperate.
I'm everywhere.
Please contact him.
Listen, Shemp, I don't want to hear about desperation from you. I've seen the things that you've done. Anyway.
It's for content.
Speaking of things that we're doing Climbeless. Here in a moment, we're going to scoop up a couple of lamb chops here in a moment. Hopping on up onto the Breeze Harbor portal.
Shout out Breeze Harbor.
Pour one out for Breeze Harbor in the Twitch chat. They're yelling over, hey guys, the Breeze Harbor portal is speaking to us. The voices are getting louder.
The guys have been
I never stopped hearing them.
Has been climbed.
They come to me. They understand.
I would have to say that, yes. And now we're moving on to what is probably one of the top 3 most infamous speedrunning tricks in this entire franchise.
Yeah, this is the moment that makes Spyro 2 the fastest game in the trilogy.
Yes.
Because right here, as we approach this wall, if we can see it done quickly here, we'll see. But basically what we're doing here is we're approaching a breakable wall from a side that it's not intended to be approached from. And so because of that, it wasn't really tested for how Spyro is able to interact with it, and we can just squeeze right into this spot, and ideally, we'll be clipping through the wall here and heading directly into the gulp fight, skipping all 14
Spyro really
talismans.
loves this wall.
Okay.
Making some amount of progress. Here we go.
When the shadow drops, there's a few things you can do to amend it. Slash doing a great job at trying to get Spyro in the right spot to get it to go in. And we just need him to drop. Taking a little bit long, but it's not too bad. As long as we don't fall through, that's what matters. And gorgeous gulp skip. Textbook. Absolutely textbook. And now we're on to probably the most talked about boss in all of Spyro, I would say. Gulp just sucks.
Truly, it's what makes this a bad category.
Yeah.
Because when we enter Gulp, there's so many different factors at play. Some people actually appreciate certain aspects of it, where the RNG of it does make it more interesting, because every time you go in, you sort of have to approach the situation as it arises, depending on where drops are.
Not a bad double barrel lineup.
At certain times later on, because we'll start out guaranteed barrel here.
Gorgeous double barrel.
On the next drops, we'll be getting 2 guaranteed missiles, which should be an easy double. But then after this, the weapons that'll drop are completely random. And so sometimes the game will just gift you a free double, maybe even a triple. And other times you just get free bombs and you just have to be sad about it.
Wait, Shep, when did you learn anything about this category?
Last Tuesday.
Oh, dude, you sick, okay. Like, this is crazy. I've honestly never heard Shep he didn't even know what Gulp Skip was last I spoke before, like, this whole marathon thing.
Sonic was very helpful.
Yeah, Sonic, dude, he's Sonic. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Did the barrel go through the egg there? I thought they exploded on contact if they fell. Is that just reignited? It might just be reignited memories. Okay, so here we're gonna keep continuing trying to get doubles. You can technically get what are called triples here. Which, if we can clean up with the triple, that would be ideal, because that single is unfortunate. Gulp was turned right just to run in and pick up that barrel, but still working on Gulp. Unfortunately, it's just one of those boss fights where you kind of just got to roll with the punches. You can't really... You can make some things better, but you can't really make Gulp better. It is what it is. Sometimes, also, when you go to stop a Spyro, you do get kind of like a skitter turn. Like, it'll kind of just speed off to the other way. Really can't help it, unfortunately. That seemed to be what happened there. Taking a quick single.
Looks like we're just going to close this out with a couple quick singles, yeah.
Yeah.
One thing worth mentioning about this boss fight is Gulp will try and target you, as you can see being abused here. As soon as Gulp is able to look at you, he will either go to grab one of your weapon options, or he'll just come to you. But if you just stay behind him, it never happens, so you get more opportunities to attack quickly.
Honestly, mechanically, I think in terms of just design, Gulp's a really cool boss fight casually. Super hard. I would say the right amount of hard too, because it's not impossible. It's just, you know, difficult enough.
And that is another difference worth noting between original and Reignited, because the Gulp fight, I would say, is probably the most changed of the boss fights in Reignited. Would you agree?
I would say no, I wouldn't say so. I would say the most change is probably Spike in Reignited 3.
Okay.
I could definitely see your point. Personally, I think Gulp is actually harder in Reignited.
I
if you
agree.
believe it.
I agree.
Like significantly harder.
Some of the weapons are just significantly more difficult to launch, and not even in ways that I would say are like inconvenient, but just ways that make it more of a challenge. I think some of the changes were valid.
Yep. So no penguin. We are going to hop up and around. We're gonna be taking a little bit of an early trip to Dragon Shores. Shoutouts to the merch where you can see Dragon Shores alongside both Fun Bags Alora and Big Bianca Bosom Bianca, as well as Spyro Sparks and the whole gang. Unfortunately, Shaggy and Scooby aren't there, but maybe next year.
We do ask that all viewers in chat currently check their bank account and continue donating to the Fawn Bags Redemption until it is empty.
Yes. Gorgeous Dragon Shores entry textbook. We're gonna be trying to get over the wall here. Second try is very good. So here, if you do have if you have swim active currently, like if you've bought it from Moneybags, or you've completed the game and you try to swim in there, it will crash the game. Fun fact.
It is actually worth noting that a very recent discovery was found where you can actually swim there in certain locations with the camera facing in certain ways. And we've been looking into ways to implement that. But for now, the safest way just is to go all the way around the wall.
Shep, you're being so much more informative. Like,
I'm just trying to get a promotion, man. I don't know what you want from me.
listen, you're working for a paycheck, kid, and I respect it, but you're still an unpaid intern. That's all I'm gonna tell you about that. So here we are heading on over to do what's called Spurter into Theater. So this is a trick, pretty explanatory in the name. Nice recovery there. Sometimes you can leave that first Spurter. Ooh, tough. Still a good attempt though. We're gonna head back over to the wall, get back on top. As the name implies, we're intending to Spurter over to the theater section, which until you've beaten the game, gotten all the tokens, you can't normally access. However, if you are able to get on top of the coaster section, you're able to jump over into it, as we will see Slash do here in a moment. Going for another Spurter here. Ooh. Been a bit of a rough time with the Express, it seems like the... Alright, Slash, you got this.
This is one of those tricks where it's a bit of a make or break moment for the run, because the only other way to get into the final boss would be with a Spurter into Ripto, which is significantly more difficult Spurter. So if we can get here, we can get into Ripto with a swim, which is significantly easier.
Some people might even say Spurter into Ripto is the hardest trick in all of Spyro.
I have heard this said.
Alright, going for the Spurter into Theater yet again.
There we go.
Alright, you got it. Alright, setting up again. This is looking like a good attempt. Spacing on it's looking good. Nice and high one
Beautiful.
too. A little bit of bonking. Still waiting for the composer tutorial for that. Been waiting for 2 years, if you're wondering. Ripto has been defeated, but not really. That's not when timing ends. It ends when Ripto is actually defeated, which we are going to be in transit to doing right here in a moment.
Yes, that was of course a fictional movie about Ripto losing,
Yes.
which would never happen.
It would never happen. It's like
No, he
Endgame,
doesn't lose.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Spurter into Ripto one shot here.
Okay. So I want you to hit it so bad. So once again, I would like to reiterate, this is in fact the hardest trick in Spyro. And it's for that part and many other reasons.
Yeah.
There's just so many mechanical pieces that go into Spyro and Ripto as a pure trick that pulling it off even just once is a significant endeavor.
Yeah, you need perfect positioning, perfect timing on every single one of your Sproders. There's so many ways to make a mistake there. It's completely understandable.
Here we're going to be going for what's called swim in air. And we are going to go a bit low. Unfortunate bonk, but we're going to recover. Ooh, unfortunately, the head bash a little high in bounds.
That's all right. What you saw there was the backup for swim in the air, which is using the head bash to swim. And as long as you're under the plane and in a location where you're not intended to swim, the water will still put you in swim state and allow you to explore out of bounds freely. But the standard method is what we're hopefully going to see here, is just charging right into the side of the plane and heading right into it.
Listen, I'm just saying, Dracula can't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
I am better than Dracula.
Spyro, we want.
Nosferatu, you can't do that.
What do you say the odds here are that Ripto gets moved?
At least 3.
So what you just saw there was a quick turnaround shot, because as the cutscene spawning in Mecha Go plays, your fireball does not despawn, and so you can get an early hit in there. You can get another early hit in here on the 3rd phase, and both have been done perfectly.
Decent start. So these first 4 hits to Ripto, or first 6 rather, can be a bit hard to get. You want to get that early one for sure. But then once you're into the final 2, Ripto follows kind of a set path behind you. He's going to loop around these corners, and after, not this hit, but the one after, we're going to come to about time and a movement, and
that's time.
Gorgeous. So, if you're a vampire, like, why are you playing Spyro, though?
Because it's fun.
Alright, cool. Alright, sick. Anything anyone you want?
Dragons and vampires are both things that people don't believe in, so we kind of go hand in hand.
Well, I believe in you. I believe you do that.
That makes one of us.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding. That makes 2 of us, at least.
hell yeah. Alright, anyone you want to shout out, talk about?
So since we're doing this for the Able Gamers, I want to shout out my friend Code Equestria, who has been a friend of mine for over 15 years now, just about, and he plays with one hand. He has as long as I've known him, because he's unable to use one of his hands. So I want to shout him out for being such a badass all these years, being there for me all these years, and just being him.
Awesome. All right, folks, that was Slash Arbiter with Spyro to 8%. Excellent run, excellent job. Awesome seeing that showcase any place. It really hits all the highlights of Spyro 2, in my opinion, as a run. Like, it touches base with every trick you really want to see. It's hype. It's exciting. What do you think, Shep?
I'm Shemp.
Sure are. Anyway, folks, we're going to take a very brief intermission, and when we're back, we're going to get into 2-player, 1 controller with Ashriel and Composer. So stay tuned, and we'll see ya in a minute.